Hi everyone, welcome to part two of the GigCX myth-busting series with me, Chris at Limitless. First one was all about whether companies are really ready to take this on as mass adoption, and we talked about how companies like Microsoft and Unilever and eBay are already doing this, so the answer's clear on that one. So I was sat here at the HQ for sales at Limitless in my log cabin at the bottom of the garden, also doubles as a sauna, and thinking about the second part. And really, this was to do with misconception that you can only use GigCX for like the really low value, really simple queries. And in some respects, that's true. You can use the GigCX crowd to handle that, but then there's also an evolution here, and I want to talk a bit about that. So firstly, if they really are the low value items, then probably you should be looking at automation, right? And if you haven't already, then there's an opportunity to do so. But actually, whilst they might be lower value, they're still high value in terms of brand reputation, integrity, and getting engagement with customers, right? So it's those sorts of questions that they may not result in sales or upsells or renewals in contracts or things like that, but actually you want them to be talking to a person rather than a robot. So there is an enormous amount of volume that is still relevant for a CX crowd to answer, that enables you to endorse your brand and to be ambassadors, to show a people-to-people connection, dial up integrity and authenticity and all those wonderful things. But the second thing is about where this goes, right? And what I mean by that is when companies adopt GigCX, it's a new concept, right? We all get it. And with that, with anything that's new, you've got to trust it. And when the confidence builds, you start to look, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? And that is the natural evolution of this opportunity. The second thing is about access to information. So one of the shifts is really about how much information can you pass on to a GigCX agent to be able to handle the inquiry. And because they're freelancers, handling PII data is obviously a quality gate. It's a bit of a hurdle to cross. The question to you is, when you actually look at the questions that are being answered by your own agents, is really how much PII do you need in order to be able to answer that inquiry? And for me, a lot of the systems out there require people to go through DPA, IDV, PII, all that sort of stuff before you actually answer. You know what the thing is they need to answer. So why not have it the other way around? So here's what I want to be able to do. Well, actually, what we only need from you is this piece of information. We don't really need to know who you are, but if you can give us this piece of information, then we can tie that up and we can handle the inquiry. That's then where there's an enormous amount of volume beyond what's the common conception of GigTX can handle. That's things like, where is my order and I want to change address, and, am I right for a refund, and, can I change my order, and those sorts of things. You can do all that without actually knowing who the person is, as long as you set the parameters and the systems in order to do that. So passing some information from one system to another without sharing the whole who the customer is absolutely doable, right? So when you do that, then you're looking at not just the low value items, you're looking at the medium value items. And you're doing all that whilst reducing cost, paying people money to answer the questions, and dialing up the integrity and authenticity and customer engagement, that sort of stuff, all the other benefits. So, summary, absolutely. One comes down to trust. You've got to know this works, and that comes with trying it out. And the second one is about looking at the systems you've got in order to be able to pass some information across to the gig agent without all of the information, so that they can handle more of those answers. So hopefully that's helpful. A lot of our organizations and customers are talking about, what do we do next, and can gigs do this, and what about if we did this and pass that to them, can they also do that as well? It's just that mind shift. Once you see it working, you want to do more. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, any questions, queries, comments, give me a shout, and I'll be back on next week for part 3. Talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.